Hello and welcome to Jessikaolivia Skapar, a podcast about creativity and island life. My name is Jessica and you can find me on Instagram as Jessikaolivia Skapar and on Ravelry as Jessikaolivia. I'm living with my partner on the countryside on Gotland. We try to live as close to nature as possible and through the seasons. Soon autumn comes to its end here in Sweden, and the last leaves are falling to the ground. Today I'm gonna talk about all the creative projects that I have been working on the last 2 weeks and talk a little bit about gardening and what I have been up to. Because it was not so long time since I recorded last time. It was like 2 weeks ago, and that episode was all about the knits. So it was all my whips and UFOs. But today it's about all the crafts. It's about knitting, sewing, spinning, gardening, and some other things as well. So let's jump into it, because I think this will be a pretty long episode actually. What I'm wearing today is my Wayfarer raglan by Liv Ulven. There was a finished project from last time I recorded, and I have been wearing it a lot. It's a very nice sweater, and I talked about it in the previous episode. So if you want to know more about it, go and check that episode. But I have something here in my lab that is one thing that I needed since last time, and this is a very nice shawl. Pretty basic garter stitch shawl with this nice edging that is actually crocheted, and I see they have some bits and pieces in it because I wore it today. It's the first time when we were outside in the forest. So it has some small pieces from the forest with me home. But it's a perfect size shawl, and I'm gonna tell you the pattern is Autumn Tales Shawl by Ozetta. And it is the perfect size to wrap it once and tie a knot. And it becomes like something like this. So it's a very warm hug, and some of the details is popping. I haven't weighted it, but I don't know how much yarn I used, but I can check how much it weighs. But it's worked off gauge in 2 strands of Nutiden yarn, and I used 5 or 5.5 millimeter needles, so pretty big needles, thick needles, and it was a fairly quick project, but I think I will get a ton of use of it. And because the pattern calls for 1 strand of Plötterloopy, that is also an unspun yarn, in smaller needles, but I made it in the same size as in the pattern. So I'm very happy with this shawl, and of course I'm showing you a picture how it looks on everything. and super comfortable to wear. Then I have some small goodies. I think it's so funny to knit small things for the home, and I thought it was super fun to make these little funny like decorations for the home. So this is this first one. Both of them is knitted in Nutiden unspun yarn, and I just picked whatever needle that was hand closest, so it became the size that it is. So the little acorn, or big acorn, is a free pattern on Ravelry. I think it's called Mighty by Ivey, maybe, and it's made in 3 brown shades of Nutiden. The knot is Linärva, and the little cup is 1 strand of mending and 1 strand of oath. So I think it's super lovely. And the little pumpkin is made from a tutorial that I followed on YouTube. So it's a tutorial from 100 Acre Wool that calls for Nutiden yarn, but you can use whatever yarn, scrap yarns that you have at home. So this little stem is made out like a Acorn that I made from Linärva, and the orange color is Svavelticka from the latest collection. But very nice decorations to have around the house. Now on to what I have been knitting on. So this sweater I barely cast it on last time. This is Bjära, a sweater from Sjösvärd, in 2 strands of Nutiden in the colorway Linärva. And I think this nutty brown color suits me very nice. Like, it's a cold brown with like brown and gray. And I have made a yoke and maybe not so much more knitting on the body until the hem, and then the sleeves. And I'm very pleased with the outcome, and I tried it on and I like the fit. It doesn't have so much positivities, but I think that will be fine. And I love the stitch pattern that it's this. Yeah, so I've been working quite a lot on this one. And then I talked last time about what I wanted to start knitting on, and then I had a pattern. It's the same designer as the sweater. This is a beginning of a sock. There is shortcut to mushroom sock from Sjösvärd, and I'm knitting it in Rauma finull garn in the colorway 4132. There is this very nice orange color, and yeah, just starting on that. And then it's just a little bit more than a month to the holiday season, like Christmas. So I have been started knitting on some Christmas gifts. So yesterday I made this slipper. So it's a very easy slipper pattern. Then you can memorize in your head because it's so simple. But I have been going for a pattern. It's called Raggtossa. It's a Swedish pattern for Järbo garn. There's a free pattern. So you basically start with UD's my custom, and then you increase on both sides for the toe, and then you knit straight in stockinets, and then you're dividing in the upper part of the foot for the opening where you should put in your foot. So it should be some more garter rows, and then your Kitchener stitch the stitches together, so it's become like a seam in the heel, and then you have like a slipper. So quite simple construction, but it's a very nice gift knitting actually. The yarn is a yarn that I had for a long time in my stash, and it's Seven Brothers yarn from Novita. There's like a Aran sock yarn, so I think it's a good yarn for gifts, and I brought it to be gift socks. And it's a little bit self-striping or fading, more like fading, because it's quite light blue, and then it's become darker and darker, and I don't know if it's changed one more time, or yeah, so you can have two socks that is similar, I guess. Yeah, but it's have like a tweedy effect and that fade going on in the same time. But yeah, a very nice basic sock yarn that I want to use for something, because I don't think I will make socks for myself, but for gift knitting it's fine. And I'm not gonna do so much gift knitting for Christmas, but I'm doing some things for the closest family, and I have some things that I don't want to show because I know some of them are looking at this. So this is the one that I can show right now, and then I can show you maybe next time, or in 2 times I can show pictures of the things I made. Yeah. So that's it for what I'm currently knitting on. The other projects haven't got any love since last time, so that's those projects that I haven't been knitting on. Some of you might notice that I had some yarn behind me here, and this is the yarn acquisitions since last time. 1 week ago, Höner Eir had an update for Nutiden yarn and these 3 colors. So this like olive green color is Håg. I think olive green is very nice color, and I have a smaller quantity of this. And then I couldn't resist this Svavelticka. This bright orange, I guess. And this is the same yarn that I made a little pumpkin in. I also have 500 grams of this. And then I wanted to have the deep berry colorway as well. In this color is Frände. And yeah, I don't have so much of this, but it's a very nice color as well. and all the colors together. I think it's matching very well. And I also brought some more Linärva, because I told you that I was knitting on the shawl and the Bjära sweater in the same yarn, and I miscalculated the yarn amount, so I brought even more. But I haven't started with the yarn that I brought yet. But now I have yarn, so I can be sure to finish the sweater. I have also been doing some spinning. I pick up the spinning again, and I have this lovely basket. I have been spinning up some fibers. This fiber I brought from Höner Eir, and it's their spinning fiber, and this colorway is number 6. This is a nature black with deep orange and rust color in it. And I have been spinning up 50 grams on this bobbin, and I like to do 100-gram skeins. So this is the first 500, and then I have divided the rest in 50 grams. So I have 3 left here, so it's gonna be 200 grams when I'm finished with it. So that's the spinning project that I'm working on right now. And then on to some sewing. So I've been sewing some small projects here and there, and one project you have seen already behind me here. So I made a little autumn inspired garland, and now I just put it here because I wanted to show you, but it have been in a window in the kitchen for a while now. So I had this felted wool fabric that I cut out these shapes of leaves and acorns, and then I made some embroidery with some contrasting thread. So I think that turned out very cute to like a autumn garland. And then I also have been sewing 2 project bags that I don't have with me today because I sold them to a lovely woman that contacted me on Instagram. So if you have seen previous episodes, you have seen that I make some eco-printed fabrics in the summertime, and then I sew some project bags for knitting and crochet, and yeah, project bags for your crafts. So she asked me to do 2 project bags for her, so I made her 2 that it was inspired with autumn and Christmas colors, and I will show you pictures, of course, how it looked like. And she received it last week, and I hope she's very happy about them. It's very fun to mix and match the colors and the fabrics together. I like to work with natural fibers and fabrics that I brought secondhand mainly. I wanted to make some pillowcases or cushion covers for the sofa that was inspired like a Christmas inspired, or that couldn't work for Christmas time. So I have had this fabric for a while, it was actually a tablecloth from my grandmother, and it is woven. She haven't made it, but I believe it's hand woven, and I don't know the technique or anything, but I think it have very nice colors, and I thought that this might be a little bit Christmassy. It didn't serve so good as tablecloth because it has some terrible stains on it, so I thought maybe I can make some pillowcases of it. So I made 3 pillowcases that looks like this, and the backside is a red linen fabric. There's also a tablecloth that I brought secondhand, so I think it goes very nice together. I might put some like 2 bottoms here, and it's overlapping, but maybe it's too little overlapping, but we will see if it works out like this or if I should put some bottoms. But I think it turns out very nice. So, and now I have some more pillowcases, and I can be reminded of my grandmother. And then I have been doing some experiments of patchworking. Here I have made a little patchwork pattern of star, and I have used some fabric that have been eco printed and some linen fabric. This is how it looks in the other side. So I plan to make some squares and use them for project bags. So this is a prototype when I used some of the fabrics that have been eco printed. Talking about eco printing, I can show you the last eco printing session for this year. So I made one eco printing session in late September that I haven't showed you yet, and this is the outcome. And I don't remember all of it, but this one I'm very proud about. It's very nice with the brown and the green colors, light colors. I'm not gonna tell you all the different leaves, but this one have some both leaves and flowers. And yeah, I think this turned out very nice. This is also brown. This is table runner in light linen. And a little tablecloth. This one I like very much. This is rose leaves and a dahlia in the middle. Super nice. I really like the pattern of the design. And then I have also made some napkins. So I have a bunch of them, maybe like 6 or 8 that have the same motif. So they're basically the same motifs, or almost the same motifs on them. So I think this one's will be very nice for like a napkin. You can fold them like this, or yeah, use whatever how you want to use it. But this is in a cotton fabric, and I think about gifting this. Very nice. And the last eco printed fabric is this silk fabric. So this was actually a silk scarf that I brought secondhand, and this is a combination of eco printing and bundle dyeing. So I haven't used any barriers. So when I rolled it together, it printed on both sides. It printed on both sides and also printed through. So it have like shadows of the flowers. Not so clear prints, but this was the intention of it. So the intention was like this, and I'm gonna make smaller pieces of it and make scrunchies. So I think it would be pretty nice scrunchies with this. Maybe with my hair it will be the same color as my hair. I notice now. But if you have brown hair, or yeah, I think that would be very nice. Or you can just tie it like a bow or something. I would like to make like bows or scrunchies that is Christmas themed. That would be nice. I have also tried something new. I have tried wood carving. So I got inspired by a lovely Instagrammer, and I can put her name here. So she makes some different wood crafts or crafts with nature, things that you can find in nature. And I also follow it. Yeah, I wanted to try some wood carving, and I'm so up to mushrooms right now. Everything right now, it's a lot about mushrooms because I like mushrooms a lot. I'm picking mushrooms every weekend. This weekend we have picked mushroom 2 times. So I've been carving some mushrooms in wood, and maybe you can see them back here. And this is some of them. I don't know if it's focusing on them, but made some different shapes. And yeah, it was so fun to make those little treasures. And yeah, what else to say? We have been painting them with some aquarelle paint, and the red, the shiny one is acrylic paint. And if it shows up very bad, I can show you a picture instead. And also carved a little acorn as well. So it's lovely. Very nice little autumn craft. So we actually went for a forest walk today to pick up some mushrooms, and we have been picking some chanterelles. In the chanterelle series right now is the trattkantarell. I don't know the English word, but I can put the name. And then we have some gul trumpetsvamp that I also picked. And yeah, those are mainly the mushrooms that we picked right now, that we have in our own forest. And those are very common in Sweden, and this year have been a fantastic year of picking mushrooms, and I love to be out in the woods and being close to nature, the sound of nature, and seeing all the leaves come to the ground. And it's a little bit hard to see the mushrooms because they have the same color as the leaves, but it's a very nice activity because it's still pretty warm here in Sweden. It has been a warm autumn. It have only been like below 0 here on Gotland a few times, and in daytime it can be plus 10 degrees. So it's pretty lovely weather actually, even if we haven't seen the sun so much. But today we saw the sun and yeah, have a lovely walk. And for the gardening, we're preparing the garden for the winter time. So that means to pick up the last harvest, the last tomatoes, the last paprikas, and last chilies. Then taking away the annual flowers that we the flowers that only bloom one season. And then we refreshed some berries, so we have a little place for strawberries. So we have been taking new strawberry plants and should be taking away some old plants that doesn't give so much fruit anymore, or doesn't get so much berries anymore. And then we have planting some honeyberry bushes. It's called blåbärstry in Swedish, and honeyberries is, for you that doesn't know, is like almost a blueberry, but it looks like blue, like blueberries, but they are oval or very long in shape. So very nice and not so sweet. It could be very sweet, but also a little bit sour. So we planted some more bushes of them for next year and many years to come. And then also took away all the dahlias. So after the first frost night, when it was below 0, I took up the roots and dry them and take away all the soil, and now they are in a nice place for the winter, waiting for next season to come. So a lot of things happening in the garden, but soon there's not so much to do there anymore, so we can just relax inside and do more about the creative stuff that we can do inside instead. So that will be a lot of knitting and sewing and things like that instead. So I'm looking forward to that when everything is done, because now when nothing is blooming outside anymore, it's a little bit hard to be outside when it's raining and very cold, and yeah, So now I'm looking forward for December, Advent, and the Christmas and holidays, and yeah, I want to do so much crafting. I hope you like what you seen here from me today. I'm very glad you're here supporting me. Please follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot. And don't forget to ring the bell so you get notification as well. So thanks for today. I see you in a couple weeks, or maybe next month. Bye bye!